Hello, my name is James Hunter, and this is my 2 Cents channel where I talk about topics from physical fitness, mental health, wellness, and just topics that I may be interested in. And in this video today, I'm going to talk about my bodybuilding contest that I did last weekend on June 22nd. Now, in my 40s, I started doing some bodybuilding contests, and every 2 or 3 years I would hit one and do a contest. I'm 48 right now. So this is the 4th bodybuilding contest I've done while in my 40s. It's not something that I've done just like consistently, where I'll do several contests a year. So each contest, I've brought a bit of a different look, or my conditioning may not have been a bit different rather. So I've learned every time I do this, where I can make improvements, or just, kind of how my body responds. And so I want to talk about how I placed. I competed in 3 divisions, and the medals behind me are from the Battle on the Bay, NPC, Texas, Battle on the Bay in Corpus Christi, June 22nd. And I competed in the open class bodybuilding. I also competed in the Masters age 45 to 54 category for classic physique, and I also competed in the more competitive open class classic physique based on where they place you in your height category. I'm going to talk a little bit more about that. So I'll be placing some photos up throughout this video so you can kind of see the kind of definition I had in my conditioning. I will say this, that every time I do one of these contests, the day of the contest, what I've learned, and other people too who do bodybuilding contests, is that your conditioning can fluctuate throughout the day from prejudging to that evening show. And so when you do these contests, you kind of get an idea or learn how much cushion you have, or what the threshold is for how much you can eat or take in from certain types of carbs. Carbs that are, you have different carbs that are higher on the glycemic index, those that are lower, and so on. And more specific, how do you respond depending on which type of carb you're going to take in, to try to either fill out a little more while not losing definition, and so on. So I feel that I filled out more in the evening show, so it's kind of a trade-off, but I didn't lose, my definition per se. Probably was a bit more conditioned early in the morning, as far as if you're looking at it from a definition and how ripped you are standpoint when you look at that. So let's talk about my placings. The one that I'm actually most proud of is the open class physique classic physique category. I'm about 5'8", so they put me in the 5'7.5" to 5'10", I believe, is the range. I was in that category, and in that category there were 18 people, so it was a very competitive class. Now I was on the lighter end as compared to the other people in the classic physique category and that division, because the weight range, it's a greater margin of how much they allow for what you can weigh up to. So me, I had made weight to also be an open lightweight in bodybuilding, the open bodybuilding category. So I was 150 something pounds. So considering being on the lighter end, I felt I did pretty well. So they award in the open classic physique division the top 5. So the top 5 people are going to get a medal. So I made it to the finals, the top 5. I ended up placing 4th. So I placed ahead of 14 other people. So 4th out of 18 people in the open classic physique. That's something that I can feel good about, as far as how I did in that category. And that's against, anybody, regardless of their age. It's the open category. So for being 48, not exactly a spring chicken, right? Not necessarily over the hill either. You can still be in good shape at 48. It's just some things are, they change for you as you get older. I don't care what anyone says. It's a bit of a different situation there as far as things like your legs, for example, and so on. That could be a different video. So actually that one was my lowest placing, 4th, and they only award medals to the top 5. So that one though was the most competitive for the divisions I was in. So I'm really feel good about that one. I was kind of wondering how I was going to do during the prejudging for the open classic physique. During the call-outs, they were moving me around, comparing me, and I was, stayed kind of in the middle. If you're in the middle and they're moving you kind of switching places and you stay kind of center stage towards that middle spot, you get an indication that you're going to place, somewhere up there. You're doing pretty good. So I kind of had an idea, but then again, you never know what can happen. So when they called me out, the staff backstage, they said, hey, you placed. I was like, all right, it felt good to know that I did well enough in that competitive category. So let's talk about the classic, the Masters class, Classic Physique. There was quite a few people in that as well too. You had people that varied from 45 up to 54, and I was at 48, so I was kind of, I was not the youngest. There was people younger than me. There was a gentleman that was 45, and a few other people that are under my age, and there was a few that were older than me as well, so I was kind of in the middle. Bigger guys, they weighed more than I did. They went in the Masters. There is no weight differentiation. It's just how old you are, and they're going just by that. So bigger individuals than myself, but my symmetry conditioning was good enough. I got third place in the Masters. So those were my placings. First place in the open class, bodybuilding as a lightweight. So that was my first place. Is a lightweight in the open class bodybuilding. The more competitive ones, though, as far as me actually having a lot more competition, was the Classic Physique categories. And so I got third in the Masters, as mentioned, and then fourth in the open class in those. So those are my placings for having never competed in Classic Physique. I looked at my photos. I haven't got my video back yet, but I already know that my posing is something that I could do better at. Certain poses I look better in. I kind of took some chances with some different approaches to my posing, and it wasn't bad, but I kind of, looking at the photos, I figured that my previous way of, for example, doing my back double biceps pose is actually going to probably be better for me in the next contest. My most muscular, because of my bone structure and body frame, I took a chance on doing it a different way in this contest, but I think I'm going to switch back to my original way of doing it. And this is how you kind of learn sometimes. You take chances. My side chest pose is something, and how I present it can make me look better, and so on. So these are different things that I'll be adjusting because I'm going to be competing in the Classic Physique again. What I'm going to do different this time, now that I've competed again after 3 years, I'm not going to wait till next year. Well, I'm wanting to compete in the fall again, and just kind of this month of July, I'm going to, eat more flexible. I'm not going to be on a super strict diet, but I'm going to keep training. And then I'll tighten my diet up again in August. And I'm going to look at hitting something in the fall, maybe October, November, or there's even a contest December 7th. The NPC NPC Texas Cup, I believe is what it's called. That one's, I think it's in Waco. So I might do that one, we'll see. And this time I'm not going to worry about what I weigh. I'm going to do both the bodybuilding and Classic Physique, but whatever I weigh, if I end up being a middleweight, that's fine, because being on the heavier end for what my body can carry, that'll help me in the Classic Physique as far as what I'm being compared to individuals who, like in this last contest, had a significant amount of weight on me, and which helped them as far as size. So those are some things I'm going to work on. I'm going to continue to compete. My goal is to hit another contest this year in the fall, and then I'll see what happens next year. I'm nationally qualified for 1 year, and this is not the first time I've been nationally qualified. I've been nationally qualified before, but whether I actually do a national competition, we'll see. That may be a bucket list thing for me. I'm just going to kind of go by my progress and kind of evaluate, when I feel comfortable, taking that next step, just to, have that experience. So what are your thoughts for those of you who may have competed before, or who are older and thought about competing? If you think maybe, hey, I'm too old to do a bodybuilding contest. I'll tell you this, those of us who do compete can tell you as well that there's a lot of people older than me. There was a gentleman who was, I believe, 64, who competed in both Classic Physique and the bodybuilding. Got a good response from the crowd. They like seeing older people get up there and, put it out there, hey, this is the kind of shape I can still get into and do their thing. So if you would like to subscribe to my channel, I appreciate it. This is a video about my bodybuilding progress, and you probably saw my photos that I posted throughout the video, just so you can kind of see what I looked like and how I did. If I get my video before too long, I'll put a video up of my posing routine and some of the contests as well. Hopefully, maybe I'll get that within a week. I'm still waiting on that from the person I hired. But yeah, if you would subscribe to my channel, I appreciate that. I'll be doing some other videos on wellness topics, and trying to get some time probably here before too long. The weather's getting warmer, or is warmer here in South Texas. I'll do some videos outside, and I want to do some videos on just some exercise suggestions, things you can do, not for people who are necessarily trying to compete in bodybuilding or even powerlifting. I do that too sometimes, but people in general. You just want to get healthier, fit, improve your situation, things that will help you with reaching your body composition goals for like losing weight and those types of things. I'll be doing videos on that, so something for everybody. So until I make my next video, I hope you all are having a good weekend, and take care.